Greetings and gratitude. Welcome to Ms. Creole's Mardi Gras Tarot. I'm Ms. Creole. First, giving honor to God. Let's find out the 411 on you. What's the T on you, Sagittarius? What are people saying behind your back? Dear Lord, Spirit Guides, and Angels, give us the inside track on Sagittarius. What are people saying? People are saying they know you. That you're the one that got away. 6 of Cups. So that's somebody who knew you from before, who may have a lot of love for you, definitely. There's lots of cups of love there. So you may have been through a few things together. Or not. It could just be somebody saying, I know her. I used to know her back in the day. Oh, I was so in love with her. She's the one that got away. Or he. You know how tarot goes. There's no gender. Okay. 2 of Cups is the next card. So there's a decision that needs to be made. So maybe that person is finally going to decide to approach you. You know, decide to say, hey, you know, I've liked you for a really long time. You know, let's do this. Uh-oh. Page of Cups in reverse. Okay, they could just be coming in for sex. You know, Page of Cups is a younger lover. You know, it's just somebody who's going to try to use their body or their alluring sexual self to pull you in. So be smart. Don't go for it. Don't go for it. Okay, 6 of coin. 6 of coins in reverse. Okay, that is a cheating person. That's somebody who gives more to someone else than to you. In the reverse especially. You know, they don't love you. They just want your money. They want your body if you'll give it to them. Some don't even want that. They just use that as a tactic. They really want those 6 coins, and they don't want you sharing them with anybody else. They're a greedy little person. Greedy little person who uses sex. The Chariot in reverse. So be careful. They might have sabotaged your vehicle or slow you down or, you know, or may need a car, may need to borrow your car. You know, this person is not moving forward on their own or from efforts of hard work or anything like that. Person is an opportunist. You know, they're going to try to use being familiar with you to get into your space. So beware. Dear Lord, Spirit Guides, and Angels, is there what are people saying behind? Ooh. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, so behind your back, they're telling people they love you and they want to offer you, you know, passion and a future and stuff, but that's untrue because as I was shuffling, the old King of Swords popped his head out. Oh, yeah. This is a shit starter. Hold on. 5 of Wands. Okay. Don't trust this person. They're full of shit. They just bring drama with them wherever they go. They always have to have some drama going on for attention, and they're trying to pull you into it like you're their special person, but they only need your money, and they're a cheater. They're out there doing other stuff. But so beware. Okay, yeah, beware. 5 of Cups. This person is a shit starter. brings drama with them everywhere they go. Okay, next card. You are the Empress, or carry Empress energy. You are well-rounded, intelligent, abundant, caring, loving, just the best of the best. And you deserve much better. So I believe this card is telling you to walk in your oneness with the universe and your children or even your pets. You know, a lot of people just really adore living with their pets. Like, I have 5 lovebirds now that live inside the house with me. That's them squawking in the back, but they're so amazing and so calming, and they're very smart, so fun to interact with. So just like the Empress, you know, walk in your own power, and don't be looking for this person to love you like they've always promised, and you're so special because you know they've been thinking about you all these years and all this time they've wasted not doing anything about it. So walk tall, Empress. Beautiful. That's a beautiful card. The Magician. They're saying you can make things happen. Sagittarius, that's the T. You know, they say, ooh, anything that Empress puts her mind to, or Emperor, they make it happen. They see it and they manifest it. And that comes from years and years of meditation and focus and stuff. I mean, you just don't become an alchemist overnight. And this person from the past, they have seen you from 0 to 100 become who you are, and they don't want to miss out. Basically, they don't want to miss out, but they haven't been putting in any effort at all. So you know, they're just talking mess. They're just talking at the side of their neck. They're full of drama. But you, on the other hand, Sagittarius, you are the Magician. So make your world what you want it to be, as long as it's not hurting anybody. Okay, the Moon in reverse. They're saying you have secrets. You know, you have secrets you don't ever tell. There must be something about your personality that they can't figure out. You're so mysterious. You know, being the Magician and the Empress, like, it's just so much for them to absorb. You are just a phenom, just amazing. And you don't follow the crowd. You have your own gifts and you're secure in them. So, but that's what they're saying. You got secrets. You must have some secrets. All this cool stuff doesn't just happen to people. Gossipers. Dear Lord, Spirit, gods and angels. What else are they saying about Sagittarius? King of Wands. Okay, that goes well with the whole Sagittarius situation. I mean, we're fire signs. And the King of Wands, he's a no-nonsense kind of person. He's spoiled. He has to have his way. And he's sexually charged as well. His staff is nice and tall there. But he has an attitude. So they are probably saying that about you too. She has an attitude, just because she's doing good or whatever. Don't listen to that shit. Or he's a jerk. He's doing so good for himself. He don't have time for nobody. He doesn't. And so the next card that came out is the Hierophant in reverse. Okay, they're saying that Sagittarius will never get married. They do things so non-traditionally. They just do whatever they want. They don't follow the norm. They don't follow the crowd. You know, they unofficially do whatever they want to do. They, you know, don't commit like everybody else does. They make their own rules. So that's the tea on you, Sagittarius. Uh, they're saying they know you. They've known you for a long time. They're trying to decide whether they're going to creep back in. You know, they want to offer you some loving, some burrito or taco. And you may have tasted it before. And you may have enjoyed it. But you've outgrown those, connections. But no, I think this is just somebody who's been saying they know you and, talking like they had an opportunity with you, and they never did. They never ever did. They just been, lying, using your name for clout and stuff like that. And when they were out there and they could have had an opportunity, they were being a king of cups with drama in their life. And you see it, it's laid out. But they see the good that's happening to you. They see that you can manifest, you have manifested, some really cool things in your life. And, even they have that moon in reverse talking mess about you, gossiping about you. But, you ride the wave of life, and you don't really care what other people think about you, but that's what they're saying. The tea on you, Sagittarius. Have a blessed and amazing day. And remember to subscribe. Thank you for liking and sharing. God bless you. Okay, Scorpio, you're up next. What's the 411? On Scorpio, what's the tea on you? First card up, Scorpio, 5 of Wands. They say you like to fight. You're argumentative. You always have drama in your life. People just, have to highlight negativity. See what else they say. 7 of Cups. Scorpio has options. They cause a lot of drama and they have a lot of fights and stuff. But it's mostly because they have so many options. They might be trying to, rotate too many people. That's why they have all this drama. Wow, Scorpio. Talking about, they're all in your Kool-Aid. Talking about all your many options. 9 of Cups in reverse. Okay. They're saying Scorpio doesn't have the money they say they do. They don't even have the money to be dating all these different people and all this stuff. They're just flossing and, pretending, So who cares what they say about your money? It shouldn't be any of their business anyway. So let them believe that. Let them believe you're broke. So then they won't be asking for anything and they won't be trying to betray you for it. Wow, they also say you're getting justice for all the drama that's come your way. So that's very good to know. With all these haters around, you want to make sure that, eyeballs are on them and that you will have justice for anybody who tries to betray your trust or steal from you or anything like that, So God bless law enforcement if you need them, because you're going to get justice. So let them talk. Let them make all those assumptions. But the people who have violated you will be punished. 2 of Cups in reverse. They're talking about the relationship you did have, how it didn't work out, and it's because you're so argumentative and you have too many people in your energy and you couldn't stay faithful, and if you didn't get into that legal trouble and stuff, your relationship would still be working out. And they don't know. And it unfortunately does mean that, a love situation didn't work out, but it doesn't mean it ended because of what they say. So let's get some tea on that. Two of Cups in reverse. Dear Lord, Spirit, Guides, and Angels, can you clarify that Two of Cups in reverse, please, for Scorpio? Okay, I clarified the Two of Cups in reverse, and the Nine of Coins showed her beautiful face, her abundant face. So no matter what they say, what they're gossiping about, your money being short, or your failed relationship, or the justice you deserve, and all this other business in your life, that's important. Those are important things, but it's none of their business. But it looks like Spirit is saying, yo, you're the you're the Nine of Coins. You have all that you need by yourself, and you're going to be okay. You won't have to ask any of those simps to feed you or help take care of you, or they don't do it anyway. They just like to talk mess. So disregard the haters and stay focused, because it looks like you're doing well, making good decisions on your own. Just ignore the riffraff in the background. It looks like, Scorpio, you got it going on. Just focus, on you, looking how you want to look, taking care of your health, mind, body, and spirit, radiating that energy all around you, your property, your pets. I see a couple of pets on that card. And a basket that you're going to fill up with all the things you desire. So that's you, Scorpio. The tea on you. All right, Taurus, you're up. Dear Lord, Spirit, Guides, and Angels, what's the tea on Taurus? It's a 411. What are they saying about Taurus? Wow. Taurus, first card up, the High Priestess. Okay, this is a very intuitive, very intelligent, very caring person that their reality is in the spirit. Okay? So, Taurus, they're saying you don't trust anybody else's intuition or judgment for your life. They're saying you're stubborn and that you're gonna it's a good thing. But your gossipers are saying you're stubborn, you don't listen to anybody, you only have your own mind, and those are strengths to me. So I'm counting it as a positive. But your naysayers are saying just that. Don't even try to tell them anything. They're not going to listen. Next card, the Six of Coins in reverse. They're saying you're stingy, Taurus. You do not like to share. You don't like to buy gifts. You only give to people you like, really, really like, and even then you're cheap. They're saying that your coins are upside down, and you don't like to share. Okay, Page of Swords. They're saying you're nosy. You are in everybody's business and need to be focusing on your own. They're saying, you think about silly stuff, crazy stuff, and, you just move immaturely. Like, you just, whatever comes to mind. Oh, I feel like spying on that person right now. And then toot, toot, toot. Taurus is into it. That's what they say, but they're speculating. They're speculating. But they're saying your butt is nosy. Okay, Taurus. They're also saying you're indecisive. That, you say one thing and then you really mean another, and then you toggle back and forth with your decision making. So, uh, what they're saying is that, just a quick little recap before we get to the next card. Taurus has their own mind. They won't listen to you. They're stubborn. They're cheap. They're nosy in your business. And they're indecisive. Oh. What else are they saying? What's the 411 on Taurus? What's the T on them? They're also saying, wow, the Wheel of Fortune. You're stingy and keeping it all to yourself. They're saying, it's not that he might not be broke at all. I think he's rich, or she. And they're just keeping it all to themselves. I heard that they invented something back in the 80s. And they just sold the patent. And I don't know. I'm just making up stuff. But they're saying if you do have money, because you're so cheap and stingy, it's because you keep it to yourself. Wow. They also say that you're the King of Cups, male or female, that you are a great lover, that you are generous when you want to be, that you're very passionate, and, you ride the wave of life. You do as you desire, and you are emotionally charged. Don't mess with Taurus. But this is an excellent card. All right, Miss Lova Lova. So yeah, they say you got the good stuff, but they also say that it's hard to get it out of you. All right, Taurus, that's you. Okay, Gemini, what's the tea on you? You're up next. Hopefully you can see that. It's your sign is written in yellow. This is kind of bright. All right, let's see. Dear Lord, Spirit, Guides, and Angels, what messages do you have for Gemini? Gemini. Ooh. What are they saying about Gemini behind their back? Okay, Gemini, that you've got the 5 of Coins as your first card up, and they're saying that you're out in the cold right now. You're just really not connected with everybody, and you're doing your own thing, kind of hiding your problems, and if you have any woes, you're just on the outside of sharing your business with everybody. You're just kind of introverting, and you don't really trust anybody anyway. You feel on the outside of the circle. 7 of Coins. Okay, this is a nice card. You're waiting for your fruit to ripen. You are preparing yourself for your future, and you have good things going for you. You just feel a little impatient, but you're willing to wait. You've worked so hard to get this tree to grow, for your life to flourish, and you're just needing to be patient. So people are saying, wow, look at all that hard work, and they're just they're not moving until it ripens, until it grows into something great. And that's cool, but look at Gemini. Look at them. They think they're so great because they've been working on themselves and saving and, focusing on them. Hmm. Well, that's okay. But that's what they're saying. Okay, Two of Wands in reverse. Some people are saying you're not waiting on your ships to come in. That that they're already here. What are they focusing on their future for? And they got what they need. They have what they need already. People don't understand that you grow, you know. You grow. It's not for them. It's not for them to judge or to, be counting, the cash in your pocket watching you, when they should be focusing on themselves. But that's the T on you, Gemini, that you're dissatisfied and you're not waiting on your ships to come in because they're already here. You just don't appreciate them. Nine of Wands in reverse. Okay, this is a wounded warrior. It's guarded. Got so many people just trying to be all in their mix, and they see this person is exhausted, has been through everything fighting for what they believe in, and they still are rebelling against them. And this person is not giving up. And in the reverse, this person is fed up with people's bull. Wands are messages and opinions and, you know, discord that is not positive. And Nine of Wands in reverse is, you're guarded, but you're not guarded. You don't give a shit about what these people are waging war against you for. You know what you've worked hard for, and it doesn't belong to them. So they could just get back and stop putting you, trying to back you into a wall for what you worked hard for. Page of Cups, Gemini. Page of Cups. Somebody wants to offer you some loving, or they're saying that you've offered them some love before. That they have. That you offer a good cup of love. that, that it's the Page is a young person. So they're saying, Gemini, you have lots of energy. You're really good in the love department, and they like what you offer. You got the good stuff. So they're also saying that about you, that you're a really hot lover, and you move like a young person with lots of energy, and you're vivacious and vibrant lover. Okay. The Magician in reverse, Gemini. They also say you can flip flop on them. You go from being an alchemist can make everything great happen to being a manipulator, all right, to work things in your favor. So, Mr. Lover Lover, Page of Cups, you can basically talk people out of their draws. You can, make things happen when you want them to. You don't necessarily wait on God's timing, and you take that risk. So, Gemini, woo, that's the T on you. Okay, Aquarius. Let's find out what the T is on you. The 411. What are they saying about Aquarius? Aquarius, they're saying you're all in your head. Aquarius, they think too much. They overthink everything. They assume stuff about me all the time. They don't even know. He needs to go, or she needs to go take a nap. They are just overthinking. The Tower in reverse, Aquarius. Can't get any worse than that. That's what it means. Uh, the Tower, it's not necessarily a bad card. I mean, it's basically, it's drama. It's big drama. It's things toppling over, burning up, exploding. It's like the Tower. It's like 9/11. But in reverse, it's not as bad. So, you know, they're talking mess, but it's about the things you've been through, but it's not as bad as they say. Okay, next card up, Wheel of Fortune. That's good, Aquarius. So they're saying you have money. You have money, and there's drama because it looks like the whole family is at the bottom of that tower, and when it's upside down, you know, it. Like I said just a few seconds ago, it's it is they're mad. They want you to share your wheel of fortune. They see that you are abundant, and they're mad because it's always some drama for you to look out for them. And so that's what they're saying. Okay, so you have the Wheel of Fortune. Now you have the Page of Coins in reverse. So I'm thinking it's a younger person, could be your child or brother, uncle, sibling, that asks you for money, some of that Wheel of Fortune, and they're not abundant like you, Aquarius. And they asked you for money, but you were like, psh, figure it out. I figured it out. You figure it out. And so that person is talking mess about you. That person is like, dang, they don't share. They did the kind of like with Glorilla's sister when she came out and she was like, can I get 2,500 flat? Well, this Page of Coins is doing the same thing. In reverse, he's like, shoot, can I get 2,500 flat, Aquarius? And you're like, please. Next. Okay, Aquarius. This is definitely your reading because there's so many swords and y'all are all about thoughts. And somebody is nosy, or they're saying you're being very nosy. You're all up in the Kool-Aid, don't know the flavor. You like to talk shit about people and don't even know all the facts. You're just being nosy and, trying to be a part of what's hip and right now. But Aquarius people are very resourceful. I mean, that could be true about you. That could be true that you find things out. You figure you find it out, and they probably don't like that about you because you think a lot, which makes reasoning and discerning very important to you. So that's what they're saying. Okay, Aquarius, this is your last card. The Magician. This is excellent. So they're also saying that you can make things happen, that they've seen you make something out of nothing, and they are proud of you. They're proud of you, but they want some of it, please. 2,500 flat, Aquarius. If you can make it happen faster than me, just break me off a little, okay? Can I hold something? That's for you, Aquarius. The tea on you. What it is, showbiz. What's the 411 on Leo? What's the tea on you? You're up next. Dear Lord, Spirit Guides and Angels, what's the tea on Leo? What are they saying about Leo behind Leo's back? Ooh, Ace of Wands in reverse. They're saying you have a temper. They're saying you have a temper. You don't play. You're all about having things done your way, the right way as far as you're concerned. And, you'll burn some shit down to get what you want. It may be a slow burn. It might be, you strike that match throw it in an old dry desert. After a while, that whole shit's gonna burn down. And Leo, they say that you are a fire starter and combustible. Next card up, the Knight of Cups. Ooh, Leo. They're saying you charm them up and knock them down. You're a heartbreaker. You come in with the love. You give it all to them. Give it to them good. They love it. But they say you're a player. You come and get all, gather all the nectar like a hummingbird and then just fly away like the Knight of Cups with all his love. That's what they say. Well, this is nice that they say, Leo. They say that you're all about family, that you keep a nice home and you take good care of your children and you're full of love and you just are the whole turkey dinner. You're just everything good. They think that you're the bee's knees. For y'all who don't know my Creole slang, the bee's knees, when we say that, that means the business. You're the business. You're the shit. You're that. They also say that you are the star. You are the center of their midnight sky. That you radiate all this lovely, lovely energy and you are just a light to everybody. And the star is a healing card. It's a beautiful card. So you heal others, just with your presence, just with your helping hand and your kindness and your loving, fiery way. You're a very healing person. And good things will be known about you. You're the star, so you're going to do some significant things and they see it, other people see it, and they talk about it. This person is extraordinary. Do you know such and such? That Leo, she's a Leo. Oh, he's a Leo. That's the T on you, Leo. Wow. I don't even want to pull any clarifiers because that Ten of Cups and that Star card sums it up. Even the Nine of Cups is great. And Ace of Wands in reverse. You just a little fiery, you don't take no mess. Wow, this is great. You're the star, Leo. Okay, Cancer. It's time for your answers. What's the T on you? What's the 411 on Cancer? Dear Lord, Spirit, Guides, and Angels, what messages do you have for Cancer? Okay. Wow, Cancer. You got the Temperance card as your first card. People are saying that you bring balance to their life. Or you need balance in yours. They could be saying, they really need the Lord. They need some Jesus in their life. Or they could be saying like, girl, I was fighting with my sister and my friend who's a Cancer came in and, leveled it out, broke it on down and explained to us why we shouldn't be fighting. And they just were a great mediator. So either one of those things they're saying about you, Cancer. First card up. Wow, Leo just got this card. The Star. Cancer, you're the star. Cancer is the sign of the millionaire. So people may be saying, and they probably are saying, that, they could tell you're the star. They could tell you're a light. Oh, that person is the center. He is the star of my daily show, or she is so incredible. She's just destined for something incredible. And Cancer, they can see your light. they know that you have something good that's gonna happen. And so they talk about it. They talk about it behind your back. They know people. You have to be careful because of this. Actually, you have to be very careful because people do see that you have good things coming and you carry a very powerful energy. And everybody knows that cancer can pop off on people. Y'all are crazy. But uh, you know, they need to also respect the fact that, you have a purpose. So they can see it. Four of Wands. Wow. They're saying you're going to get married. You got all this. They're going to go. They'll be invited to the wedding. They know because they're your best friend or they're your homie. And, it's going to be fun. Whatever it is, it's going to be the bomb. Cancer always throws a good party. And if they're getting married, I'm going to be there, So they're talking about that. They're talking about you got a good love relationship going on. And they can feel that a celebration with you is coming up. Two of Coins in reverse. Cancer. They're saying you're indecisive. That you need to make solid decisions because you're up in the air about too much. They're saying that like, oh yeah, he's cool, she's cool and all that, but he never gives me a straight answer. It's always something. I'm always feeling like I'm getting the runaround. They're not so honest. They don't know what they want. It's stuff like that. That's what they're saying. Along with all the other stuff I just told you. Last card, Two of Wands. Okay. They're saying you're waiting. You have some things off in the cut you don't tell people about. They can feel it. You have a lot of people who hang around trying to gather what you're up to just by what you're saying and where you're going and stuff. But they're saying that they know you're looking towards something. They just can't put their finger on it. They just know you got something up your sleeve, Cancer. But because they see you looking towards the future, you're too eager to keep going. So that's why they are talking about you, because they're like, it's something. Oh dude, old girl's going too hard. They are, something good is good. Something good is coming for Cancer. Okay, that's the tea on you. Pisces. The 411 on Pisces. What's the tea on you, water sign? Dear Lord, Spirit, Guides, and Angels, what's the tea on Pisces? What are people saying behind their back? Queen of Coins in reverse. They're saying she has so much money. She was the Queen of Coins. Then she just flubbed it off. She went to the casino and she blew all her money. Pisces be tripping. She's come up so many times. And where's their money at? Where is their money at? They have had oodles of cash. The damn queen of coins. Not no more. That's what they're saying. They're also saying you're not coming back from this one. She lost $25 million at that poker game, that poker tournament in Las Vegas. They are not coming back. But, no judgment. It's their money. No, not going to hear nothing bad from me. You didn't hear it here. Talking all that mess and then going to try to cover it up with no judgment. The whole time they're judging you, talking about you lost your money and it's not coming back. Okay, Five of Swords is an unfair victory, So they're saying that you got the money in an unfair way. So it's no surprise that Pisces is losing it because they shouldn't have been gambling, and they put money. They shouldn't have put $1 on that table. They're saying that, how you got that 25 million to gamble with in the first place was shady. Pisces stole that money from old man diamond pockets and then blew it at the casino. They ain't never gonna get that kind of money again. Just talking mess. How you got it, how you lost it, if it's ever coming back. They have words for your money. King of Swords. Okay, they say you're no nonsense. That you like the truth, but don't necessarily tell it all the time. It says that they're saying that, you overthink stuff and then you be mad about stuff that didn't even happen. That you're all up in your head because you're so emotional. And you create arguments and based on facts that are not facts. Stuff you made up in your head. You're the king of that shit. Or the queen. The next thing they say about you, Pisces, this is so sweet. The Ten of Cups. That even though you have that crazy side, that risky side to you, willing to blow money, you're not worried about it. You're like, hey, I'll make it back. But the Ten of Cups is so great because even though they say, oh, talk all that shit about you, they know you love your family and that you're a good mother. And even if you're not the best mom, you put in a great effort. And you have a lot of love in your heart, and you have a lot of love to share. And you've got 10 cups to share, and you do. And people love that about you. They mention it. But beware, because people take advantage of those kind of good-hearted people. And so this is great. I mean, it's, they're gossiping, but at least they throw the good stuff in there too. Pisces. La 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 Libra. What is the 411 on Libra? What's the T on you? La 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 Libra. Dear Lord, Spirit, Guides, and Angels, what's the T? Wow, Libra, first card out is the Moon card in reverse. Okay, so straight away, they're gossiping about you. They are talking about what they think are your secrets. They see, Libra. Libra's like a nice, comfy, leisurely, they like some glam, kind of a life. And some people are envious. There's jealous people out there. But the rumor is what I'm going to tell you next. But they're definitely gossiping. They're gossiping about your relationship, Libra. They're saying that your love relationship didn't work out. They're saying that it was a yucky ending and that you're very hurt about it, and they don't see it coming back together. They see it upside down, and they are gossiping about your breakup. They're obsessing about your relationship, Libra. Did something bad happen? Let's keep going, because if they're obsessively concerned about the these rumors and these secrets about your failed relationship. It must be something like maybe it was a cheating situation, or a widow or a widower, or the reason why they're obsessed with talking about a relationship that's over. Something crazy happened in that relationship, and they are all in the mix. Libra, they're saying you were a hoe. You were the Knight of Wands in the failed relationship, that you were cheating and hoeing around on your person. And it was obsessive on your part. It was habitual. It was your fault.